Introducing Plato, some really old guy that lived around 400 BC, which is way past our time. Plato resided in ancient Greece, ancient Greece, and studied in Western philosophy. Plato was a student of Socrates, and Aristotle was also Plato's student. To start off, I guess we'll talk about the theory of forms, which was by Plato. This theory outlines the differences between our world and, well, what Plato thought to be the world of reality. Our world was called the world of becoming, while the world of true reality was called the world of being. In the world of being, which was the true world, there were perfect forms that exist there. These perfect forms generally give us the idea of any natural object. So, for example, the idea of an apple gives what we know to be an apple its form. We know apples to be red, round, and, well, fruits. However, the perfect form of an apple gives an exception to this because, well, not all apples are red or round. Green apples definitely exist in our world. We definitely know that a green apple is still an apple, but it doesn't fit the characteristics of the perfect form. This happens because humans have a subconscious identification of what is what. Our brain just kind of knows what's going on because of these perfect forms. The objects that we see are just shadows of the real objects. That's why an apple can be green, but we can still identify it as an apple even though the colors don't match. Which leads to Plato's divided line. The divided line explains the sharp difference between knowledge and belief. We can start off the divided line by talking about the world of being, which encompasses higher forms as well as mathematical forms. Higher forms are just like that perfect apple we were talking about earlier, while mathematical forms are the way to connect the world of being to the world of becoming. But we'll talk about that in a second. Knowledge in the world of being consists of understanding and reason. Plato believed that intellectual thoughts played a crucial role in the world of being. The ability to reason was also extremely important for this. Moving on to our world, the world of becoming. In our world, we have sensible objects as well as images. Plato believed sensible objects and images to be the lowest form of truth and knowledge because, well, he was a rationalist. Anything that came from our senses or from a physical perspective just was really insignificant to him. And finally, there's opinions, which consist of perception and imagination, which are also in our world, which Plato believed to be the lowest, absolute lowest form of any intellectual thought. The only way to connect to the world of being is through mathematical advances. Next up is The Allegory of the Cave by Plato. Imagine there are 3 prisoners that are stuck in a cave. They were born in the cave and they've been tied up there and chained, and they've only ever been able to see shadows that are cast on the wall in front of them, which comes from the fire that's behind them. Occasionally, some people walk behind them who are carrying items over their head, and the fire casts a shadow onto the wall in front of them. These shadows made up the reality of the prisoners. The prisoners have never seen a real object in their life, only the shadows. One day, one of the prisoners breaks free and decides to venture outside. When he exits the cave they were in, it takes a while for his eyes to adjust. However, he sees the trees outside and he sees the bright sun. His former view on reality is quickly crushed as he learns about everything that is in the new world. The prisoner decides to return to his friends to share the good news. When he returns, he realizes that there's accidentally 3 prisoners, even though there should only be 2, but it's okay. And he informs them that there's more to life than just the shadows. After he says this, they start calling him names like stupid, crazy, and ugly, which quickly escalates to them threatening to kill the prisoner, even though they're all still tied up. Now that you understand the allegory of the cave, we can begin to deconstruct everything and understand the true purpose. The prisoner that escapes is considered the philosopher. The prisoners that are left behind are considered the regular humans, so us. Chains that are binding the prisoners down are society and our beliefs. The sun that is outside of the cave represents truth, and is what everybody should be aiming for as their end goal. Now that you know all about Plato, let's just admire this picture, well, attempt of a porcupine, but thanks for watching.